from optimizing your sales perspective, one of the focus areas, at least this year, has been primarily in the quote to close, the bottom half of the funnel, right? That's an area where a lot of CROs and VPs of sales have been very focused, primarily because new logos have been very hard to come by. And also a lot of customers are mostly looking at expansion revenue from their installed base. So they want to optimize the opportunity to close part of the sales cycle. And they want to do it in a way that's efficient, but also very fast, because opportunities are not easy to come by. And whatever you get, you want to make sure that you optimize that. So from the point of importance of speed, right, this is something that was eye-opening for us as well. Recent survey from McKinsey highlighted how important the code to proposal to closing speed is, right? If you look at B2B decision makers, their number one pain point from an end customer perspective is that their interactions with vendors had the speed of interactions they have with their vendors that they're investigating was a big factor in their decision making, and they typically chose people who moved fast, who were able to get proposals faster, who were able to collaborate with them, who were able to make the changes quickly, and then go through the contracting process quickly. That's generally been the theme in the last few years, but certainly it has become very important nowadays. In fact, speed was cited as a priority almost twice as often as the price, which was eye-opening piece for us. So all it means is as a company looking to address and capture both upsell, cross-sell, as well as new logos, one of the important things for you is to look at how quickly you can move the opportunity through that second half of the sales cycle, the bottom half of the sales cycle. If you look at historically what has impacted the speed in that part of the sales cycle, a lot of it is primarily because as salespeople, sellers start to construct a quote, start to put together a proposal, there's a number of things that they have to worry about, right? They have to obviously worry about product configurations, making sure that the products are available in industries where there is inventory is in play. They even need to check whether it's in inventory or not. But if you look at high tech or software or some other kind of industries, you may need to worry about configurations, what's compatible with what is bundled with what. You may have pricing rules that are in play. A lot of this historically have been tribal knowledge. In fact, a vast majority of sellers, even today, work with spreadsheets and emails to kind of construct all of these things and make sure that the right pricing rules are put in place, the right discounts are put in place, and all of that kind of stuff. There is no clear order in which that they go about doing things. Every seller does it their own way, and they've kind of gotten used to it. So that's an important aspect because it contributes to delays, because you could construct a deal and it could go to the deal desk and it could get stuck there for a while just because somebody is out there correcting some of those inadvertent mistakes that you might have done, or things that are not compatible, or rules that are not pricing rules that are violated. They need to go and fix those things. So historically, a lot of this has been solved either manually, where somebody in the deal desk does it after the fact and thereby delays the entire sales cycle, or if it needs to be done, if it needs to be done in the process of CPQ, it has taken a lot of IT heavy lifting in order to go out and put these kinds of rules as and when they arise. Business is constantly changing. Marketers are always looking at new ways to bundle things and package things in order to get the deals, help the sales teams. So when you look at the agility, that becomes very important. You want to be able to go from an idea of a new way of bundling or packaging and pricing a product to implementation, so that sellers can actually sell it very, very quickly, potentially in a matter of days. You don't want to wait months for that to happen. So one of the important things that we've focused on as one of the vendors in this category, in this space, is trying to put the power of all of that configurations, all of those rule setups, whether it's approvals, whether it's discount rules, pricing rules, product rules, trying to put the power in the hands of the sales practitioner. where you do not necessarily need a lot of IT heavy lifting, where business analysts, people who understand the go-to-market, people who understand the products and pricing, who are closest to the customers and who are closest to the sellers, they can make the changes themselves in a more self-service fashion. So that's been a big focus area for us. So from an administrative perspective, simplifying it, we believe has been one of the root causes for a lot of the delays. And we've certainly seen that fixing this problem has really sped up quite a bit, at least among our customers, the whole quote to close process. So with that, I want to show you an example of that in action here, right? With let me switch over to a CRM demo here. Can one of you give me an acknowledgement that you're able to see my browser with the CRM screen?
Yes, we sure can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So what you see here is one of the CRMs. It's HubSpot. We work with all the popular CRMs in the market: Salesforce, Dynamics, HubSpot, Sugar CRM, Zendesk, Pipedrive, Creatio, and many others. So we work with whatever the systems of record that you have, whether it's CRM or ERP. One of the focus areas for us is how do you optimize the system of engagement in the front lines, which means as a seller, you're interacting with the customer on a day-to-day basis. As a service, in service-oriented industries, you may be even in the field interacting with the customers, maybe on a mobile device or something like that on a day-to-day basis. How do we enable those people in the field and the people in the front lines to very easily interact with the customers and construct proposals and negotiate and contract and get through the whole quote to close process quickly? That's been our primary focus. So with that in mind, we have provided a solution that works both standalone but also within the CRMs themselves. So in this case, I have HubSpot and I have our configure price quote system here fully integrated bidirectionally with HubSpot. I'm on a particular deal, I'm working a deal here, and natural for me as a seller in the context of working a deal to go start off a CPQ process. So I click on new CPQ proposal. It is seamlessly integrated with the CRM. As a result, you see there is no other login that I need to remember. I very quickly go into a selling motion and a proposal motion here, which comes right in the context of the deal. It already knows what is the customer I'm working with, what's the deal I'm working with. So it becomes really easy for me to be able to go out and start constructing the proposal without having to log in again or something like that. So with a single click, you can see I already know all of the particulars about whom I'm making the quote out to. This is one of the examples of how you can speed up the process. Do not make the seller key in or add things if they don't have to, because if it's already available in a CRM or another system of record, do real-time data integration and pull that in. And so that's an important aspect. So once I've got the customer set up here, I can save the draft code. I can continue through my steps here. It's a very simple template that has been set up. I choose the customer, I prepare the quote, I get whatever approvals I need, I do my digital signatures, and finally in step 5, I prepare the actual proposal output proposal document. If you have a different workflow that can easily be accommodated by configuring these tabs, and that's what I refer to as putting the power in the hands of the practitioners. You do not need to come to the vendor, us, in order to make any modifications to this. You can optimize the seller experience all by yourself by just going and updating the templates and the layouts to precisely control exactly how the experience looks like and make sure that the experience adapts to your sales motions, not the other way around. So with that, let me move to the quote tab, and you will see this template has a few things. It automatically selected the price book for me. I could select different price books based on different market segments or currencies or regions and things like that. If there are other specific custom fields, like I got to enter a PO or something like that, you could easily enable that here. And then with that, I'm going to just go ahead and add some products to this. If I click on add line items, it will go to my product catalog. Product catalog can scale from a handful of products to tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands. We have customers with over 250,000 SKUs in the product catalog. You can browse the product catalog graphically. You can search it. You can view it as a list. You have multiple different ways to search for the products that you have. You have products that can be hardware products, software products, subscription products, usage-based products, as well as services, as you can see here. So you can select, it supports all kinds of products and services. You would add those products to the quote. It instantly adds, and you can see the rules engine running all the time in the background and making sure that me as a seller stays within the lanes, there are guardrails that are there so that I don't end up misconfiguring a quote by mistake even. So I don't have to remember all the rules. I don't have to have the tribal knowledge. The system automatically corrects it, keeps me always on the right path here, where it is making sure that things that need to be in place in the code. For example, these two line items are not discountable, so you can see those are locked. The other things are discountable, so I can discount it. And I can if I can discount it by a percentage, I can discount it by a percentage, and the system automatically enables what I can discount it by, whether by an amount or a percentage and things like that. If I need to configure certain products, it will automatically prompt me to configure a particular product. In this case, this is a configurable product, which means I have to specify certain attributes. This particular appliance, I have to say whether it's an electric appliance or a gas appliance, how many burners I need, and what's the width of the chassis. So I need to save these things. Otherwise, the rules will automatically give me an error and prompt. And I can, at any point of time, I can validate the quote, make sure that the quote is valid. If there were any missing items, it will automatically add it. As you can see here, I had forgotten to add the standard warranty line item. The system automatically added it, inserted it at zero cost. And similarly, if there are any errors, incompatibilities, it will point out those errors. Now with that, I can go to the approval stage, and you can see that this particular quote requires an approval. So it doesn't allow me to move forward unless I secure all those approvals. So I can click the submit for approval button here that shows up, and it routes it. The system routes it for approvers to approve it. The approver comes through for an approval like this. You can tailor the look and feel of the email and the template, exactly what you want to show to an approver. The approver can do a one-click approve very quickly, even on a mobile device, or they can go to the particular quote and review the quote online. And then if they want to put some comments, they can put comments and approve it. In this case, I'm logged in as an administrator, so in the interest of time, I'm just going to move forward here. So once I have the quote approved, the other functionality gets unlocked. It allows me to e-sign if I need to e-sign. I can scribble sign, I can adopt a signature, I can upload a signature, all of those things. It tracks for IP address and timestamp. So full e-signature functionality is built in. And once I have all of those things, I can sign the particular quote on my side, and then I can go into the next step where I can actually generate a document. And when I want to generate a doc, I can click on generate an output document, and I can have multiple document templates that I use. I can select the document. It shows the sections that will be created, that will be collated into the document. And you can see here there are multiple sections. There's a terms and conditions section. If I wish to include it, I can wish to include it. If I want to optionally exclude it, I can exclude it. And based on those, I can go ahead and generate the document. And in real time, it goes and combines all of the different aspects of the proposal, such as marketing material, exhibits, any exhibits, technical specs, the actual quote itself, as well as the terms and condition, names the file a particular way based on the account, and then provides a proposal, prepares a proposal for me. So you can see that within a matter of minutes, I have gone from an opportunity to creating a professional looking quote with all the right information, with the contact I chose and the information that's there. And it can include information from the quote, from the CRM, from the ERP, or any other back office application. They're all seamlessly spliced in, and then includes my bill of materials or the quote line items, and I can customize exactly what I want to present to the customer. I can include all of my signatures, e-signature, and terms and conditions. And then finally, I can take all of these, and if I would like to send it back to my CRM, I can simply update to HubSpot and it'll send it back to my CRM. Whatever the CRM is, it'll write all of that information back, which means if I exit out of this and I can come back and refresh the deal here, you can see that the deal amount has been updated, the stage has been changed, the pipeline could be updated. It has been, there's a new note that's been added so that the managers can track the quotes being generated. You've got a new proposal that's been attached as well into the CRM. It also updates the attachments to the opportunities and updates all the line items. So from a reporting perspective, now everything is back in the CRM, so you can continue to do your reporting and forecasting. So that shows you how quickly you can go from a quote to a close. Now, from a practitioner perspective, if I click on setup, until now I showed you what happens from a seller perspective, but the magic really is behind the scenes. What makes the seller experience so smooth and so quick is the ability for you to be able to control every aspect of what the seller sees. For example, those tabs that I saw there is all controllable by you as a practitioner very easily with a point and click interface, where you can precisely look at the different tabs and the experiences, and you can control what are the different fields that you want to include there for the seller to populate. You can see where the field needs to be mapped to, whether it needs to be mapped to the CRM, whether it needs to be mapped to the ERP, or it needs to be provided as an input by the seller themselves. You could have those fields be automatically derived through expressions or formulas. So again, you do not need programming skill set for this. If you are comfortable using Microsoft Excel, you should be right at home with this. That is how it's designed. So a lot of the rules, a lot of the expressions, a lot of the aspects of how you want the seller to populate these things can be set up very quickly by your sales operations or revenue operations teams. You can optimize it for a tablet view or a smartphone view. So you could precisely control the experience of what a seller goes through, thereby ensuring high user adoption. The other aspect of it is the product catalog itself is very configurable. You can have the configure price quote. You can have products be simple products or configurable products. You can add rules to those products as to determine compatibility rules, pricing rules. You can set up different kinds of price units, usage-based pricing, subscription pricing, also different pricing schemes such as volume, tiered, or block. These are all the things that you can specify. So it's a fairly robust product and price book system that you can use to configure your quote workflows. And in this case, if I look at the particular template that we were using in the demo earlier, we had different rules. If you recall, the rules where it automatically added the standard warranty, you can see that's the rule that got triggered, that fired, and that automatically added the warranty. Similarly, I could have pricing rules that automatically added some discounts. It added a discount automatically because I had a monthly discount going. And I have certain approval rules that get triggered, which could be multiple levels of approval. And that's one of the things that got triggered, and hence we had to approve it. So that's a quick overview of the rules and the experience system. And then similarly, there are many other aspects of administration here, which are all self-service, such as creating your own document templates or email templates, and precisely controlling every aspect of your quoting workflow. So that concludes my very quick demo there. Going back to the result of this, what has been the result of this? If you look at what the result has been, it's been primarily speed, right? There's speed, accuracy, and order. Traditionally, this has been a fairly chaotic process in most of the customers that we speak to. And one of the primary things they want to achieve is bring order to all of that chaos, right? They want to make sure that the quotes are compliant. They want to make sure the quotes are accurate. And they want to make sure that the quotes are are fulfillable and get out on time. So we've seen a tremendous improvement in quote to close cycles, in terms of the speed, in terms of tremendous improvement in terms of eliminating quoting errors, over 90% elimination of those errors, and much larger amount of data that's being integrated both from the CRMs and back into the CRMs automatically. So you have better ways to report and measure the return on investment.